भारती न्यूज, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।
Good evening. I'm Harsimar and you're watching Bharati News. Let's have a look at the biggest news of the day. Here is the national news first. 3 days prior to its CEO Yamini Iyengar's departure, CPR received a tax notice for Rs 10.16 crore. One of the top think tanks in the nation, the Center of the Policy Research (CPR), received its first tax demand for Rs 10.16 crore for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023 after its tax exemption status was revoked in June of last year. A month has been granted to the CPR to pay for this. This claim has been made in the light for CPR's current status as an AOP, Association of Persons, and a calculation of receipts of Rs 19.25 crore on the March 22, the demand notice was sent out. Authority of Lalit Kala Academy chef restrained by Ministry of Culture. The Lalit Kala Academy LKA chairman V. Nagdas has had his power restricted by the Ministry of Culture in an unprecedented move. He is no longer allowed to take any administrative action, including those pertaining to appointment, recruitment, transfer, disciplinary action, and financial decision, without first consulting the ministry. Goa has the largest increase under the new MNREGA rate at Rs 34 per day, while Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh have the lowest at Rs 7. Under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act MNREGA 2005, the centre announced new wage rates on Wednesday for unskilled manual labourers for the fiscal year 2024-2025. Goa will see the largest increase of 10.56% over the current wage rate, while Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand will see the lowest increases of 3.04% each. The Ministry of Rural Development announced a new wage rate under the Section 6, Subsection 1 of MNREGA 2005, and they will take effect on April 1, 2024. India's TB report for 2024 shows a decline in missing cases and a 95% treatment rate in 2023. The Union Health Ministry released the India's TB report 2024 on Wednesday, and it shows that the difference between the estimated and actual number of tuberculosis TB infection is getting less. This is a significant marker since it is thought the missing cases have not received medical attention and are therefore still affecting people. According to the research, there were just 2.3 lakh reports of missing people in 2023 as opposed to 3.2 lakh the previous year. Since the government started tracking all TB patients through the NICSHE portal, this gap has been closing over time. Anurag Thakur criticizes Kejriwal for continuing to serve as Delhi's chief minister and declares that no corrupt individual will escape punishment. Union Minister Anurag Thakur criticized Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Wednesday for refusing to step down despite being detained in a corruption case. Thakur claimed Kejriwal's desire to hold on to power was so great that he did not step down. He declared that the Narendra Modi government would not spare any corrupt individual and that everyone is subject to the same laws. The Enforcement Directorate ED detained Kejriwal, the national governor of the AAP, on March 21 in relation to a money laundering case involving excise policies. His detention by ED has been placed on remand until March 28. Now, let's have a look at the international news. Thailand's parliament passes a historic bill that brings the country closer to the legalizing same-sex unions. Thailand is on the verge of becoming the third Asian country to legalize same-sex unions after the lower house of parliament approved a marriage equality measure on March 27th during its final reading. Before becoming law, the bill must now be approved by the Senate and endorsed by the king. With the backing of all major political parties in Thailand, it was approved by 415 legislators in attendance, with 10 voting against it. Baltimore Bridge collapse. It is believed that all 6 missing workers are deceased. The collapse of the bridge, a major north-south thoroughfare that thousands of people used to pass on a daily basis to and from Baltimore, destroyed a roadway that experts estimated would take years to repair. According to a New York Times story that quoted the ship's manager, up to 22 of the 24 crew members, all Indian, on the board massive container ship that collided with the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore early on Tuesday, causing the bridge to collapse into Patapsco River, were known to be safe. After 2 weeks of freezing conditions on the moon, the Japan lander awakens once more. After enduring another icy 2 week lunar night, Japan's unmanned moon lander awoke and sent fresh photographs back to Earth, the space agency of the nation announced on Thursday, alongside message on X. The previous Twitter was a black and white image showing the crater's rocky surface. US military says it strikes 4 rebel drones in Yemen in Red Sea. The US military declared on Wednesday that it had shot down 4 drones that the Houthi rebels in Yemen, who are supported by Iran, had launched towards a US warship in Red Sea. No injuries or damage to US or coalition ships was recorded, according to a statement released by US Central Command on X. Previously, Twitter, after its forces engaged and destroyed 4 long-range unmanned aerial systems. At roughly 2 a.m. Sana time 23 GMT, following the Houthis' declaration that US and British interests are acceptable targets as well, US and British forces responded by attacking the groups. Amidst the ongoing battle in Yemen, an airfield is being constructed accompanied by the words I love UAE. An entry to vital maritime route seems to be the site of a new airfield, according to satellite images examined by Associated Press, while Yemen's Houthi rebels continue to target ships in that canal. Although no nation has officially acknowledged the development on Abd al-Quri Island, satellite photos obtained by the Associated Press seem to indicate that laborers has written the words I love UAE, an acronym for the United Arab Emirates, in piles of mud close to the runway. Now presenting the business news of the day. Adani Group launches Green Energy Gallery in London. Energy Revolution, the Adani Green Energy Gallery, was introduced by Adani Groups at the Science Museum in London, UK. The gallery looks at the production of renewable energy and calls for the rapid decarbonization to fight climate change. It highlights how each person has a unique role in determining our energy future by displaying past, current, and future energy advancements through displays, digital exhibition, and models. Sair Sapata launches Rasamai Ethnic Silver Jewelry Division. The ethnic apparel brand Sair Sapata is launching a new subsidiary called Rasamai to enter the ethnic silver jewelry industry. The change is intended to appeal to those who enjoy fine jewelry by providing unique items that represent sophisticated charm and legacy. Recure Club and InCred partner to fund Indian startups. In an effort to close the funding gap, Recure Club and InCred work together to fund early and mid-stage entrepreneur in India. They aim to provide speedy debt financing solution and capital access for founders in a number of sectors, including SaaS, IT service, B2B marketplaces, D2C, and logistics, with rupees 300 crore in funding by 2024. Let's glance over the top sports news of the day. Hardik Pandya's tactics left Steve Smith perplexed. All-rounders captaincy has been ordinary, says Irfan Pathan. Australia's cricketer Steve Smith and former India pacer Irfan Pathan picked out Hardik Pandya's handling of Jasprit Bumrah in SRH game to elaborate how Mumbai Indians' new captain had messed up his tactics. After Mumbai Indians lost their second match in 2024 edition of the Indian Premier League, former cricketers again pointed out flaws in MI skipper Hardik Pandya's captaincy and the tactics he employed. Mumbai Indians bowlers were tonked by 277 runs in a game that saw 523 runs being scored overall. In reply, Mumbai's batter could only manage to score 24-6 by 5 as their chase fell short by 31 runs. SRH vs MI emotional roller coaster, Pat Cummins 3-run over Rohit Sharma's pull, Henrich Klaasen 6th run and more. A pat for the bowlers. Rupees 20.5 crore for Pat Cummins at the auction raised eyebrows, as whether it was worth spending that amount on a cricketer who hasn't really nailed down the T20 format was yet to be seen. Then he was appointed Sunrisers Hyderabad captain too, when there was a case to be made that he might not be nailed on a starter as one of the 4 overseas picks. But on the other side, everything he touches these days turns to gold. Perhaps that is what SRH were banking on. Most sixes, most runs. Records tumble as Sunrisers Hyderabad outbat Mumbai Indians to seal their first win. Pat Cummins' men held their nerve to register their first win of the 2024 campaign as the hosts beat Mumbai Indians by 31 runs. The cracking sound the bat made when Travis Head clobbered Mafaka for 6 and followed up with a pull 6 would have given a nostalgic feeling to the crowd who have seen David Warner rule the arena like a boss in the past. If Head reached his half century in 18 balls and broke the record to become the fastest to reach the mark for SRH, Abhishek Sharma would soon break the record in 16 balls. Head played a few cheeky shots through the third man region when bouncers were tried at him, while it was conventional clean hitting from Abhishek. The duo added 68 runs in no time. The Mumbai Indian bowlers were shell-shocked. That was all for the day. For further news and updates, subscribe to Bharati News. Thank you for watching.